Look, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I was living with real, true integrity for all the things that I was encouraging you to do. I had to do some of them in my own life. And so let me tell you about some of the changes I had to make in today's episode. This is the Enjoy Life podcast. If you feel overwhelmed or stuck and you want to break free so that you can find your power to take action to achieve your goals and enjoy life, then you're in the right place. Welcome, my friend. I am glad that you're here. My name is Nick Mazie, and it's my desire to be your guide through this material so that you can choose your mindset, goals, and actions so you can guide your life to go in the direction that you want to go and enjoy it. Now let's dive right in. Well, hello there. I'm glad that you're here today. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, I got to share something with you. It's been on my mind a little bit. It's been on my heart. And it was something that was weighing on me because I had to make some changes, and I had to do something because I didn't feel as though what I was doing was really right. It wasn't right for me and what I believe is good and true and pure. So I had to make some changes. I had to cut some stuff out. Now, real quick, though, before we dive into that, and it's kind of leading into it a little bit, is that, a lot of times there are changes that we want to make in our lives and things that we want to do, and just things that we want to be different. And that can be so overwhelming when there's so much stuff that we need to change and do so we can get our lives on track, so we can guide our lives to go where we want them to go. Sometimes that's overwhelming, just all this stuff to do. And if that's anywhere where you're at, or something that kind of resonates with you a little bit, then you definitely want to get a little bit of help, so a little bit of information and material so that you can conquer that overwhelm, take action, and make progress in the areas that you want to make progress in. And that's why I created the Claim My Power free video series. It's just to help you do exactly that, to claim your power, to conquer the overwhelm, take action, make progress, and enjoy life. Just go to claimmypower.me and get access to that free video series and see if it can help you to claim your power. Well, back into today's episode, and like I said, I'm telling you about, I had to make some changes. I had to cut some stuff out. And pretty much what happened is, and I don't know if you follow me or you follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because I've had some people reach out and say, hey, what happened to you? Where you been? Are you still out there? I know some people even listen to the podcast because I'd post it to those platforms, and they would just listen to it on those platforms. And some people are wondering if I stopped doing the podcast. Well, the answer is no. I definitely didn't stop doing the podcast because, well, if you're hearing it, then you know it's right here. But I did. I'm no longer on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And so I know I need to do a better job of sharing that I'm no longer there, but I'm still putting material out. Well, but I had to cut those, specifically those three social media platforms, out of my brand, but also out of my life. And what it is and I'm going to try my best. I'm not going to go on a personal rant here, but I just don't agree with some of the things that the companies were doing. And I'm not here to convince you that you have to follow my footsteps and do what I did. But I didn't agree with some of the things that were going on. And so I knew I needed to cut them out. Now, why I say at the very beginning that I wasn't really living with integrity that much is because for a while there, I didn't agree with what was going on. I didn't agree with some of their business practices. I didn't agree with a lot of this stuff with the social media. And I was still, subscribing. I still had accounts. I still followed people. And finally it kind of clicked with me that it's either I'm going to be supporting this stuff, maybe I'm going to be supporting these companies, or I'm not. And I had to choose the way that I could feel better about what I was doing because it was in line with what I believed and what I thought was true. Now, you might think, like, well, what's it really matter? I'm one out of the billion users that they have. Maybe probably a lot, maybe even more than a billion. But I'm one of the billion of users that they have. And so to that company, it won't matter at all. It won't. And that's cool. But you know what? It matters to me. It matters to me that what I'm doing is in line with what I believe is good and true and that I should be doing, for my own values and my own reasons. It's easy to fall into the thinking that what we do doesn't matter. Well, with all the people out there, and all the things that are going on, how can each little one of us, how can our actions really matter? Well, they do. They do. You matter. Your actions matter. They are important. Your actions are vital. What you choose to do it counts. It can have a profound impact. Now, will me getting off those social media platforms change the world? No, not at all. Not one bit. But here's the crucial point. Here's kind of the point of all this. And I want you to take this home. I want you to think about this for a little bit, because it applies to way more than just social media. Social media was just like the little example or the kind of the catalyst in my own brain that told me I got to talk about this. Living in a way that is aligned with your values, what you believe to be true, positive, and beneficial, and who you are as a person, that is important. That is important. Living in a way, especially in the small things, that helps me to enjoy my life and to be proud of it. That's what I want. I want to live in that way. I want you to live in a way that you can be proud of. I want you to live in a way that you can be proud of. And a lot of times it does come down to the small things. Is me getting off Instagram a massive thing for my life or for anything outside of my life? No, it's not. Excuse me. But it's the small things. It's the small things that end up making a difference. Because when you do the small things that are aligned with what you believe is true and beneficial and good and positive, and that's aligned with your values, when you do those small things, well, those small things end up becoming those habits, and they end up being the things that you do in your life, and they become your life. See, and I believe that this is what helps you to live a life that you can enjoy. It's not that it's fun, but it's that you enjoy it. You can be proud of it. You can like it. It can be a good thing. Doing the small things that are aligned with your values, it's not always fun. In fact, a lot of times it's the opposite. This whole thing is enjoy life. That doesn't mean that life's always fun. It means that it's a good life that you can be proud of, that you can enjoy, that you're living it. Me making the switch away from those social media platforms, it wasn't fun. I like checking in on certain things. I didn't follow a bunch of junk. The stuff that I followed, I thought was positive. I thought it was good. But I couldn't really feel like promoting and supporting those platforms was aligned with the things that I wanted for my life. Living how you want to live is not the same thing at all, as doing whatever you want to do when you want to do it. Those are not the same things at all. Wildly different. In fact, doing what you want to do when you want to do it will probably won't get you anywhere close to what you want in the long term. When it comes down to it, you can ask yourself, is this positive? Is this helpful? Is this beneficial? Am I getting value out of this for my life? So in that last one, that's what helped me make the decision to get off those social media platforms. You see, originally, I really wanted to be a positive influence on social media. I know a lot of the negative stuff that can come from social media, even some of the mental health things that can come and that social media kind of, I don't want to say causes, but social media, it can be damaging. It doesn't always promote the most positive self-love and self-care and all those things that we need to do, in positive self-image and self-acceptance, just in life enjoyment overall. Social media doesn't always promote that. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to be a positive influence on social media. And that's why I took painstaking effort to promote positive things, not just my message from my brand and podcast and stuff like that, but just in general, just trying to be positive and encourage people, complete strangers. I wanted to encourage them. In fact, I got a lot of feedback saying I was doing exactly that. That's why I wanted to stay on social media. But then there are kind of two reasons why I made the split. One of the ones was that it was really difficult But no matter how much I try to stay into the positive and encouraging and promoting the positive and trying to help people, I would still get sucked into the negative stuff. A little bit of that comparing myself to other people or wishing my life was better or different or easier, and even get sucked into some of the complaining. And none of that's good. And I tried really hard. I took a strong stance on not doing any of that stuff, but it still would pull me in just because with how the platforms are designed, it kind of promotes comparing yourself to other people, and seeing, and everyone's putting all the positive stuff out there about their lives. And it's tough to stay away from some of that negative stuff that creeps in just by being on it. And when you add in that I didn't agree with some of the business practices, that was kind of like the final straw. I had to quit. I had to quit because I knew that I was not living with integrity when I didn't agree with something that a business was doing, and yet still I was supporting it by taking an active role in it. Even if my role was what I was convincing myself was different, that was not with all the negative stuff, I still knew I needed to quit. And I'm not saying that you have to quit. I'm not saying that social media is evil and that you have to do what I did. It's not what I did that I want to encourage you to do, and really I want to convince you of this. It's not that what I did you have to do. It's why I did it. It's why I did it. So let's step away from social media just for a second. Is it helpful, beneficial, aligned with your values, and leading you to the life that you want? If you can answer yes to those things, then keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's helpful. It's beneficial. There's a huge one. It's aligned with your values. If something's aligned with your values, then do it. If it's leading you to the life that you want in a good, helpful, and healthy way, then keep doing it. You might view social media as different, and that's fine. I'm not here to say that I'm right. I'm here to say that I believe why I made the split is a good thing, because it wasn't aligned with my values. I didn't feel as though I was living with integrity. I want you to live according to your values, and I want you to live the life that you want to live, the overall, not just in the little tiny moments, but the overall life. I want you to guide your life to go in the direction that you want it to go, and a life that you can be proud of. Now, a lot of times that does mean making the tough choices in the moment. But if it's helpful, beneficial, aligned with your values, and leading you to the life that you want, by golly, do it. If it's not, then you might need to make a decision to make a change. You might need to make that shift. Because doing what you want to do in the moment, what feels good in the moment, is probably not going to get you what you want in the long term. And I want you to get what you want in the long term. I want you to live the life that you want to live, one that you can enjoy and be proud of. That's what I want. And yes, you'll have to make some tough choices, some choices that aren't that fun in the moment. They're not fun at that exact moment. They're not fun. But it's those choices, those tough ones, that are going to lead you to living a life of integrity, being proud of the life that you're living, that are going to lead to you really living the life that you want, and ultimately enjoying life more. Let me tell you, when you can be proud of what you're doing, and proud of the actions that you're taking, it doesn't matter if your life's not perfect. When you're proud of what you're doing and you're like, yeah, this is what I want, and I'm going the direction, I'm taking ownership of this, and I'm making it happen. It might be slow, but I'm making it. When you can say stuff like that to yourself, man, that is a good life. That is a good life, and that is a life that you can enjoy because you can be proud of it, and that is awesome stuff. That is awesome stuff. That is so much what I want for you. I got to watch myself because I'm getting kind of worked up over this, and I could really just unfortunately say the same thing forever, because I want you to live the life that you want to live, and that does take making some tough choices sometimes. And I'm not going to tell you what those choices need to be for you in your life. You probably know what they are. But as I said, if it's helpful, beneficial, aligned with your values, and leading you to the life that you want, then do it. Then do it. Does this mean that you have to all of a sudden cut out everything that's not healthy and perfect for you and start doing every single thing that you should be doing all at once? No. You've been around any bit of time. You know that is not the recommendation that I make. I make, doing one small thing at a time. Just start wherever you're at. Just start making those small choices that are a little bit more aligned with your values, a little bit more aligned with what you know is good for you and your life. And the best thing is just to start where you're at. Start small, but just start, whatever that is, and you can do it. If you do need a little bit of help to get moving, to get going forward, to make a little bit of progress, and so that's a little bit more aligned with what you want for your life, then do check out the claimmypower.me free video series. Just go to claimmypower.me. And it's the free video series. It's going to go through some things to conquer that overwhelm, take action, and make progress. And I don't tell you exactly where you got to make progress to. You fill that in for what's important to you and what you want in your life. I just give you some of the steps and the tools that you can take, and you can direct those wherever you want. So once again, just go to claimmypower.me and claim your power. Also, coming up soon, or the next episodes, we're going to start a goal killer series. And I've done this a few times over, a handful of years. It's always very popular. There's some things that stand in the way of us achieving our goals. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them because there's a lot, but I got a couple of episodes right in a row, and we're going to address some of the major goal killers so that you can make some progress to what you want in your life. As you don't want to miss that, the best way to not miss any of these episodes coming up is to make sure you're subscribed so that way you don't miss any valuable material. Well, that's what I have for today's episode. Thank you for joining in, listening in. Do take action on some of these suggestions. Take what works for you, what you believe is going to help you. Leave the rest. I'm not perfect, but I do want to share everything that I have learned, that I know, just so that I can help you, because I do want you to live a life that you can be proud of, that you can enjoy. That is such a strong desire of mine, and I want to help in any way that I can. All right. Well, thank you for listening again, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. All right. Take care.